Due to space constraints, the films omitted many wonderful and touching details from the original books. From now on, I will be your guide, revisiting Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone chapter by chapter, highlighting the magical moments that didn't make it to the screen. Together, we will journey back to that world of wonder and enchantment, one chapter and one detail at a time. I'm H by H, your companion for all things Harry Potter. Chapter 1: The Boy Who Lived. The narrative genius of starting with Vernon Dursley. Rowling pulls off a brilliant narrative trick. We enter the magical world through the eyes of Vernon Dursley, the most aggressively normal man in Britain. This drill-making company director's Tuesday starts ordinary until it spectacularly doesn't. Cloaked figures whispering in broad daylight, owls flying in organized formations at noon, mysterious reports flooding the evening news. Magic doesn't burst into the mundane world. It seeps in, drop by, unsettling drop. This information asymmetry creates delicious suspense. The film acts this slow burn for pacing, but the book's gradual accumulation of weirdness, Vernon's mounting paranoia as his normal world tilts off-axis, showcases Rowling's narrative mastery. We experience the magical world's existence as a creeping realization, not a sudden reveal. The Forgotten First Wizard. Quiz time. Who's the first wizard to appear? Most say McGonagall the cat. Wrong. It's actually that gloriously emotional old man in a violet cloak who ambushes innocent muggles with hugs while crying, "You know who has gone? Harry Potter has done it!" This scene, sadly cut from the film, brilliantly captures the wizarding world's collective euphoria. Imagine living under magical Hitler for over a decade, then suddenly freedom. No wonder wizards are drunk-hugging strangers in Surrey. Dumbledore, not your average wise mentor. Book Dumbledore is wonderfully human. He's got a serious lemon drop addiction, actually blushes when complimented, and drops the magnificent dad joke about having a scar on his left knee that is a perfect map of the London Underground. The tube map is legendarily convoluted. Imagine that as a scar. That's some serious battle damage with a sense of humor. This Dumbledore isn't just Gandalf with glasses. He's simultaneously the most powerful wizard alive and someone who genuinely enjoys muggle knitting patterns. That duality, immense power, wrapped in deliberate whimsy, makes him far more interesting than pure gravitas. The Deluminator, Chekhov's lighter. When Dumbledore clicks his silver cigarette lighter to steal the streetlights, it seems like magical showing off, but Rowling's playing a 7-book-long game. This put-outer becomes Ron's inheritance in Deathly Hallows, where it reveals its true power, guiding the lost back home. When Ron abandons the quest in a fit of insecurity, it's this device that brings him back. That's either brilliant foresight or deeply manipulative, probably both. The Flying Motorcycle's Journey. Hagrid arrives on Sirius Black's flying motorcycle. Yes, that Sirius Black, though we won't know the significance for 2 more books. This bike bookends Harry's Dursley years. It delivers baby Harry to prison and carries teenage Harry to freedom. Rowling loves her symbolic circles. Dumbledore's calculated gamble. Leaving a baby on a doorstep in November seems like criminal neglect, but it's actually magical chess. Dumbledore's weaponizing ancient blood magic. Lily's sacrifice created a protection that continues as long as Harry can call his aunt's house home, however reluctantly. This is why Dumbledore insists Harry return every summer to people who despise him. He's literally using Harry's misery as a magical shield. It's brilliant, necessary, and maybe a little cold-blooded. This greater good mentality will haunt their relationship later. 3 masterful foreshadowing bombs. The Scar. Dumbledore examines baby Harry's lightning bolt, murmuring, "Scars can come in handy." Understatement of the century, that scar is a soul fragment, making Harry a walking, talking Horcrux. The broken nose. Dumbledore's crooked nose was broken at least twice. Once was by his brother Aberforth at their sister's funeral, a fight about whose fault her death was. Heavy backstory hidden in a physical detail. Godric's Hollow. 3 narrative threads converge in this village named Harry's tragedy, Gryffindor's legacy, and Dumbledore's dark history. Rowling plants seeds everywhere. Chapter 2: The Vanishing Glass. The Cupboard Under the Stairs. A masterclass in normalized abuse. Harry's living situation is casually horrifying. He sleeps in a spider-infested cupboard while his cousin has 2 bedrooms, one for sleeping, one for broken toys. He wears Dudley's massive hand-me-downs, gets Dudley's broken toys for birthdays, and serves as the family's combination servant scapegoat. The genius is how normalized this abuse is. Harry doesn't think he's being mistreated, he thinks he's weird, and probably deserves it. That's how abuse works. It rewrites your normal. Accidental magic, the wizarding equivalent of puberty. The book catalogs Harry's uncontrolled magical outbursts, teleporting onto the school roof when bullied, regrowing hair overnight after Aunt Petunia's disastrous haircut, shrinking an ugly sweater until it might fit a hamster. This is classic underage magic powered by emotion, completely uncontrolled, usually triggered by fear or anger. It's basically magical puberty. Embarrassing, uncontrollable, happens at the worst times, and everyone pretends not to notice. The snake scene, layers upon layers. The Brazilian boa constrictor scene works on multiple levels. Surface level, Harry discovers he can talk to snakes. Deeper level, the snake situation mirrors Harry's perfectly. Look at the snake's placard, bred in captivity. This snake has never seen Brazil, only knows it from dreams and stories. It's trapped behind glass, gawked at by idiots, dreaming of a home it's never known. Sound familiar? When the snake says, "Brazil, here I come. Thanks, amigo," it's not returning home, it's heading toward an imagined paradise. Just like Harry will head to Hogwarts, a world he doesn't remember but somehow knows he belongs to. Parseltongue, the gift that's actually a curse. Harry speaks to the snake in Parseltongue snake language. Cool party trick, right? Except it's the trademark ability of Salazar Slytherin and his descendants, including Voldemort. It's considered inherently dark, proof of evil tendencies. But Harry's not evil or Slytherin's heir. He's a Parselmouth because Voldemort accidentally made him a Horcrux. He speaks snake because he's carrying a piece of his parents' murderer's soul. That's not a gift, that's body horror. First read, wow, Harry can talk to snakes. Seventh read, oh god, he's speaking with Voldemort's tongue. Book versus film. The devil's in the details. The film goes full slapstick, Dudley falls into the snake enclosure, bangs on glass, comedic gold. The book is subtler. Dudley just falls on his bum in shock. But the book adds a beautiful detail. The escaped snake turns back and winks at Harry, a moment of interspecies solidarity. The film prioritizes spectacle. The book prioritizes connection. Both work, but they're doing different things. Chapter 3. The Letters from No One. The address that knows too much. That first letter isn't just addressed to Harry Potter. It's addressed to Mr. H. Potter, the cupboard under the stairs, 4 Privet Drive. Someone knows exactly where Harry sleeps. Not just the house, not just that he's being mistreated, but the specific cupboard. This is either incredibly creepy surveillance or incredibly powerful magic. Knowing Dumbledore, probably both. The escalation. Magical persistence versus Muggle stubbornness. The letter count explodes exponentially. 1, 3, 12, 24, 36. By Friday, they're pouring down the chimney like snow, shooting through the mail slot like bullets, and somehow squeezing through the seams of the boarded-up windows. Vernon's countermeasures escalate equally absurdly. Day 1. Confiscate letter. Day 2. Nail mail slot shut. Day 3. Board up all cracks. Day 4. Move everyone to the living room floor. Final form. Flee to a rock in the ocean with a shotgun. While boarding up the mail slot, Vernon hums Tiptoe Through the Tulips, a creepy 1929 song that later became associated with the horror film Insidious. Whether Rowling intended this unsettling vibe or not, it perfectly captures Vernon's descent from ordinary nastiness to full paranoid breakdown. The geographic irony of their escape route. The Dursleys' flight path is accidentally symbolic. They drive through Cokeworth, mentioned only briefly, but this is huge. Cokeworth is where Lily and Petunia grew up. It's where young Severus Snape lived. It's where Lily first learned she was a witch. Vernon thinks he's escaping magic by driving randomly. Instead, he drives straight through the geographic origin point of this entire story. You can't escape fate, Vernon. It knows your license plate number. The hut on the rock, rock bottom, and rebirth. The image is almost mythic. A broken hut on a sea rock during a storm, about as far from civilization as you can get in Britain. This is Harry at his absolute lowest forgotten birthday. No hope of escape. Counting down to midnight on Dudley's watch for the saddest self-administered happy birthday in literary history. Then boom, the door explodes. Enter Hagrid. You're a wizard. Harry isn't just information. It's validation. It says, you're not broken. You're not a freak. You belong somewhere. You are wanted. Every outsider kid reading felt that door blow open in their chest. Chapter 4. The Keeper of Keys. Hagrid, when character design is perfect. Hagrid is twice as tall as a normal man and at least 5 times as wide, with hands like trash can lids and feet like baby dolphins. He fills doorways, breaks furniture by sitting, and could probably arm wrestle a troll. He also makes Harry a birthday cake, gives him his coat as a blanket, cooks sausages over a fire he makes by hand, and gets genuinely angry that Harry doesn't know his own story. He's every kid's dream adult, impossibly strong, unquestionably safe, and treats you like you matter. The film got Hagrid's look perfect, but missed these quiet caretaking moments. But these details, the coat blanket, the hand-cooked breakfast, establish that Hagrid isn't just Harry's guide to magic. He's Harry's first experience of being actively cared for. The cake that changed everything. From his coat, Hagrid pulls a squashed box containing a sticky chocolate cake with Happy Birthday Harry in green icing. The spelling's wrong, the cake sat on, and it probably tastes like pocket lint. It's also the first birthday cake Harry's ever received, the first time anyone's remembered, the first evidence that he matters to someone. That misspelled squashed cake is worth more than every pristine Dursley birthday combined. 3 exposition bombs disguised as conversation. The pink umbrella. Hagrid does magic with a flowery pink umbrella. Weird choice? No, it contains pieces of his broken wand. He was expelled in 3rd year framed for opening the Chamber of Secrets. His wand was snapped, but Dumbledore probably repaired it with the Elder Wand and hid it in the umbrella. This is why Hagrid's magic is hit or miss. Repaired wands are temperamental, and he only got 3 years of education. The Acromantula connection. Hagrid mentions being expelled for raising dangerous creatures. That's Aragog, an Acromantula, giant talking spider he raised in a cupboard. Aragog wasn't the chamber's monster that's a basilisk, but Hagrid took the fall. By Book 2, Aragog has established a spider kingdom in the Forbidden Forest. Hagrid's their just misunderstood attitude toward terrifying creatures never changes. Vernon knows names. Vernon correctly says, Dumbledore, without being told. He knows details about the wizarding world from Petunia, who knows because she was desperate to join it. Young Petunia wrote to Dumbledore begging to attend Hogwarts despite being a muggle. Their hatred of magic isn't ignorance, it's the bitterness of the excluded. The truth, delivered like a sledgehammer. Hagrid has to explain that Harry's parents weren't killed in a car crash, but murdered by the most feared dark wizard in history. That Harry survived the unsurvivable killing curse. That this made him famous. That every magical person knows his name. Harry goes from nobody wants me to everyone knows me in about 5 minutes. That's not character development, that's character whiplash. But notice Hagrid's approach. He's angry at the Dursleys for lying, gentle with Harry's shock, and honest about not understanding why Harry survived. He doesn't mystify Harry's fame or tragedy. He's just sad about good people dying and happy the kid's alive. Hagrid, the heart of the story. Rowling could have sent McGonagall, Dumbledore, Wise, or anyone else logical. She sent Hagrid expelled student, terrible at magic, keeper of keys and grounds. Why? Because Hagrid is pure heart. He sees Harry not as the boy who lived, but as James and Lily's kid, probably scared, definitely needs breakfast. He's the first person to be angry on Harry's behalf. To celebrate his existence, to give him something because he deserves nice things. For a kid who's internalized worthlessness, that's more magical than any spell. Chapter 5. Diagon Alley. The Leaky Cauldron, hidden in plain sight. The Leaky Cauldron sits between a bookshop and a record store, but Muggles' eyes slide from one to the other without seeing it. This isn't just concealment, it's active rejection. The mundane world literally cannot perceive magic, even when it's right there. That's a metaphor for the entire series. Magic hidden in plain sight, wonderful things invisible to those who won't or can't see. Instant celebrity. Uncomfortable reality. The pub goes silent, then everyone wants to shake Harry's hand. Doris Crockford comes back 4 times, Diggle bows repeatedly. An old man in violet robes cries actual tears of gratitude. Harry's not just famous, he's a living symbol of liberation. To him, they're strangers. To them, he's the reason they're not living under magical fascism. No pressure, kid. Professor Quirrell, hiding in plain sight. Among the well-wishers is Professor Quirrell, defense against the dark arts teacher. Young, nervous, stuttering, reeking of garlic, wearing a turban he claims protects him from vampires he met in Albania. Several red flags. 1. Harry's scar hurts when they shake hands, proximity to Voldemort. The garlic smell is suspiciously strong, masking decomposition? 3. Albania is where Voldemort was hiding, coincidence? No. 4. His name derives from Quirinus, the two-faced Roman god, subtle, rolling. First read, oh nervous teacher. Second read, oh god, Voldemort's touching Harry. Gringotts, where capitalism meets magic. Gringotts Bank, run by goblins who remember 1,637 goblin rebellions like they happened yesterday. The entrance poem is basically steal and die. Enter, stranger, but take heed of what awaits the sin of greed. This comes true in Book 7 when our heroes rob the place. Turns out, the goblins weren't bluffing about the horrible death thing. The cart ride to the vaults is like being sucked down a giant drain at breakneck speed. Hagrid turns progressively greener. The goblin, Griphook, coldly states, the carts only have 1 speed. Perfect character moment. Wizards think they're special. Goblins don't care about your comfort. Vault 713, the most casual MacGuffin introduction ever. Harry's Vault 687 is full of gold, his first glimpse that he's not poor. But Vault 713 is different. Maximum security. No keyhole. Opens only to goblin touch. Intruders get sucked inside and trapped. What's inside this ultimate security? A grubby little package the size of a wrapped sweet. Hagrid stuffs it in his pocket like it's spare change. Not the Philosopher's Stone everyone will spend the next 300 pages trying to steal. Rowling's genius. The most important object in the book is introduced so casually you forget about it. Madame Malkins, meet your nemesis. While being fitted for robes, Harry meets a pale, pointed-faced boy who immediately starts classifying people by blood and wealth. Within 2 minutes, Draco Malfoy insults Hagrid. I've heard he's a sort of savage. Dismisses non-magical families. They shouldn't let the other sort in. Judges everyone by their vault size. Harry's instinctive dislike is immediate. Some people you just know you're going to spend 7 years fighting. Ollivander's, where wands choose wizards. Ollivander's shop is narrow, dusty, and contains every wand sold since 382B. Ollivander himself has silver eyes like moons and remembers every wand he's ever sold. Harry tries dozens of wands. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Then Holly and Phoenix Feather, 11 inches, nice and supple. The moment Harry touches it, warmth floods his fingers and golden sparks shower from the tip. Curious, says Ollivander. Very curious. The wand's Phoenix Feather came from Dumbledore's Phoenix, Fawkes, who gave exactly 2 feathers. The other wand, 13.5 inches, you gave Harry his scar. Harry and Voldemort's wands are brothers. They're literally carrying pieces of the same creature. This explains the priori incantatem effect. Later brother wands can't properly duel each other. Ollivander's parting words, he who must not be named did great things, terrible, yes, but great. This moral ambiguity, recognizing Voldemort's power separate from his evil, shows the wizarding world's complex relationship with power itself. Hagrid's casual dragon obsession. Hagrid mentions offhandedly, I'd love a dragon, this isn't throwaway dialogue. By chapter 14, he's hatching Norbert the Norwegian Ridgeback in his wooden hut. The dragon grows too fast, nearly burns his beard off, and has to be smuggled to Romania. Who gave him the dragon egg? A stranger in a pub who got Hagrid drunk and asked about Fluffy. That stranger was Quirrell, divided by Voldemort extracting information. Hagrid's love of dangerous creatures literally opens the path to the Philosopher's Stone. Chocolate frog cards. Wizard trading cards meet moving portraits. Every chocolate frog includes a trading card featuring a famous wizard. The portraits move, talk, and visit other frames. This establishes the rules for all magical portraits, from Hogwarts' talking paintings to the former headmasters who advised Dumbledore to the eventual revelation about Phineas Nigelus's portrait, linking Grimmauld Place to Hogwarts. The information Harry needs is literally in his pocket from day one. Hidden foreshadowing in plain sight. Flourish and Blots. Harry's History of Magic textbook is written by Bathilda Bagshot. She appears in Book 7 as a corpse animated by Nagini as a trap. Rolling Plants names books early, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, written by Newt Scamander, who gets his own movie series 70 years later. Every textbook author is a potential story. Diagon Alley, divided by diagonally, say it fast. The entrance to magic is literally diagonally from normal reality. Nocturne Alley, say it, nocturnally, is the dark shopping district. Rowling loves her wordplay. Chapter 6. Journey from Platform 9 3/4. Social Anxiety, the most realistic magic. September 1st, King's Cross Station. Harry's ticket says Platform 9 3/4, but platforms only go to 10. He starts asking a guard about the train leaving at 11 o'clock, but can't finish the sentence. The guard looks at him like he's having a stroke. This painful social awkwardness wanting help, but being too embarrassed to fully ask, is the most realistic thing in a book about magic. Film Harry just asks directly. Book Harry has the social skills of someone raised in a cupboard. Enter the Weasleys. Warmth in human form. Just when Harry's about to panic, he hears, packed with muggles of course, and turns to see a small red-headed army led by a plump, kind woman. This is Harry's first glimpse of a functional magical family. They're loud, chaotic, arguing about forgotten things, but radiating warmth. They're everything the Dursleys aren't. Poor but generous, messy but loving, magical but human. The girl who would be everything. Ginny's the youngest Weasley, small, red-haired, and desperately wanting to see the famous Harry Potter. Oh, Mom, can I go on the train and see him, Mom? Oh, please. Harry doesn't even register her. She's just Ron's little sister making noise. Future Mrs. Potter, completely invisible to her future husband. Fate laughs at us all. Platform 9 3/4, the threshold between worlds. Mrs. Weasley's instructions. Best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. Harry faces the solid barrier, takes a breath, and runs at a wall. The moment of collision never comes, he passes through. This is a perfect threshold moment. You can't tentatively enter the magical world. You have to commit, have faith, and throw yourself forward. It's Joseph Campbell's Crossing the Threshold made literal. The Hogwarts Express, where friendships are forged. Harry finds an empty compartment. Ron knocks, asking if he can sit. He's awkward, the sixth son, following 5 brilliant brothers. Everything he owns is secondhand. Even his pet rat is a hand-me-down. But Harry doesn't see poor kid with used things. He sees potential friend who doesn't treat me like a celebrity. The Feast of Friendship. When the food trolley comes, Ron pulls out sad corned beef sandwiches. His mom forgot he hates corned beef. Harry looks at Ron's sandwiches, looks at his money, looks at the trolley. We'll take the lot, he says. This isn't showing off. Harry's never had money or anyone to share with. For the first time, he can be generous. They spend the journey eating chocolate frogs. Bertie Bott's every flavor beans, and they mean every flavor. Cauldron cakes and pumpkin pasties. Foundation of friendship, shared snacks, and the mutual understanding that corned beef sandwiches suck. Enter Hermione, maximum intensity from day one. The compartment door slides open. Has anyone seen a toad? Enter Hermione Granger, bushy-haired, large front teeth, already in her school robes, radiating the energy of someone who's read the textbooks twice and made color-coded notes. When Ron attempts a spell that Fred and George definitely made up to mess with him, Hermione immediately critiques his technique, demonstrates a real spell, Oculus Reparo, fixes Harry's glasses, and launches into, I've memorized all our course books, obviously. Ron's expression says, kill me now. Harry smiles awkwardly. Hermione has established herself, brilliant, intense, absolutely exhausting, and desperately wanting to belong. Draco's power play! Malfoy returns with backup Crabbe and Goyle, already playing enforcers. He extends his hand to Harry. You'll soon find out some wizarding families are much better than others, Potter. I can help you there. This is a recruitment pitch. Malfoy is offering Harry entrance to wizard aristocracy, protection, the right connections. It's exactly what an 11-year-old who thinks his father owns the world would offer. Harry looks at the extended hand, looks at Ron, makes his choice. I think I can tell who the wrong sort are for myself, thanks. The rejection is polite but final. Malfoy's face hardens, war is declared. Scabbers the Rat, 7 books of ironic foreshadowing. When Malfoy threatens violence, Ron's pet rat Scabbers leaps from his pocket and bites Goyle. Everyone laughs at the cowardly rat, showing unexpected bravery. Except Scabbers isn't a rat. He's Peter Pettigrew, the man who betrayed Harry's parents to Voldemort. He's been hiding as the Weasley's pet for 12 years. So this scene is actually the man who caused Harry's parents' deaths, attacks a future Death Eater's son to maintain his cover while protecting the child he orphaned, in front of the best friend of the person he framed for his crimes. Rolling, you magnificent bastard. Hidden depths and future echoes. King's Cross as liminal space. The station represents every transition in Harry's life between worlds, between school and home, and eventually between life and death. In the final book, his near-death experience manifests as King's Cross. It's his soul's loading screen. The Sorting Hat anxiety. Everyone's discussing houses. Ron's terrified of disappointing his family. Hermione's already decided Gryffindor's best, but would accept Ravenclaw. Harry has no context but is terrified of public failure. Normal 11-year-old anxieties magnified by magic. Charlie and Dragons. Ron mentions his brother Charlie studies dragons in Romania. This throwaway line sets up the entire Norbert subplot, which reveals how Quirrell, divided by Voldemort, got past Fluffy, which enables the entire climax. The twins' toilet humor. Fred and George joke about sending Ginny a Hogwarts toilet seat. Seems like random twin weirdness, but they actually do try to cheer her up with increasingly ridiculous gifts throughout the series. Their humor is how they show love. Overall analysis. The Architecture of Wonder. These 6 chapters accomplish something remarkable. They take us from the mundane cruelty of Privet Drive to the threshold of Hogwarts without a single wasted scene. Every detail matters. Every character introduction sets up future dynamics. Every magical element has rules and consequences. Rowling's genius isn't just in creating a magical world, it's in how she reveals it. We discover magic alongside Harry, feeling his confusion, wonder, and slowly dawning understanding that he belongs somewhere at last. The escalation is perfect. Chapter 1. Magic exists, observed from outside. Chapter 2. Harry has magic, but doesn't understand it. Chapter 3. Magic wants Harry letters, pursuing him. Chapter 4. Harry is magic, identity revealed. Chapter 5. Magic has structure, Diagon Alley's society. Chapter 6. Harry chooses magic and makes friends within it. By the time we reach Hogwarts, we've already learned about blood protection, wand lore, goblin banking, wizard commerce, pure blood prejudice, and house rivalry. But it never feels like exposition because it's all grounded in Harry's emotional journey from neglected nobody to nervous new student. The most brilliant touch? Harry never becomes special. He's famous for something he can't remember, rich from money he didn't earn, talented at things he doesn't understand. He's just a lonely kid who finally found people who want him around. That's the real magic. Not the spells or wands or flying motorcycles, but the transformation of an unloved boy in a cupboard into someone who matters. Someone who has friends. Someone who has a home. Someone who, for the first time in his life, is eager to see what tomorrow brings. The Hogwarts Express carries Harry toward his destiny, but he doesn't know that yet. All he knows is that he's eating chocolate with his first real friend, watching the English countryside fly past, heading towards something better than anything he's ever known. And that's enough. That's everything.